Oh, Ted is like a trained doctor. One look at you guys and he's gonna know you're not local. Finally had about a zillion gallons of Nair.
Nair.
Hey everybody, welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? A title fight is brewing. That's right, this season, Jim Carrey versus Eddie Murphy. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is a man who doesn't have to work so long as he jiggles, Joe Vekeman.
Hey, thanks.
And on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothem@gmail.com. And our sponsor this week is To Be or Not To Be. That's the question, but the answer's obvious. You should be watching on Tubi.
Hell yeah.
All right, Joe.
Hey, Patrick, you step back for a second.
Woo.
Hey, what movie did we watch this week?
Whoa, Joe. We watched a little ditty called Earth Girls Are Easy, which, you know, maybe in 1988 wasn't well known, but we all know it now. No, I'm just kidding, Earth Girls. Don't get mad at me. Just a little joke, little wordplay.
I just saw this is based off a 1984 song. Did you know that?
No, I was looking up the soundtrack because I was trying to find that cat music thing that happens early on, which I can't find, which sucks. But the writer lady / introducing actress, she sang a lot of those songs, so I just assumed she wrote that song for the movie, but I guess not.
Everything is just coming into... I understand everything now. So Julie Brown, who helped write the script, which, I mean, I guess she just wrote the songs. She stars in the movie. She is the writer of the
Yes.
It's a 1984 EP, Goddess in Progress. Have you heard of this? Do you listen to this music?
The band is called Goddess in Progress?
No, it's Julie Brown. She's Julie Brown, and the EP is called Goddess in Progress.
So she has like a stand-up special or just like a song or two?
I think it's like a comedy album, but like it's pop music, but with like Weird Al, but like not as popular.
All right. How about let's first describe what happens. What's the plot summary of the movie?
Oh, yes. What happened in this movie? A Southern California girl befriends 3 furry aliens after, I guess I forgot they're furry, after their spaceship lands in her swimming pool. Yes, these aliens start off very furry.
This woman is in the valley and she comes across 3 differently colored Grinches, which is appropriate for one of the actors.
Yes.
And it all takes place in a world where phones don't look like phones.
Oh, yeah. Is it a duck? Is it like a mallard duck that he picks
There's
up?
a duck. There's like, maybe it's a big pair of lips or like a big pepper or something. A chili pepper.
I didn't hate this movie. There you go. I didn't hate this. I had a good time.
No, production design is probably the best part, like, of the movie. The movie's on for like 10 seconds, and I'm thinking, this has B-52 vibes. And sure enough, 2 B-52 songs play in the middle of the movie. So I go like, all right, at least they were all on the same page.
So things are making more sense to me as I'm seeing that Julie Brown is a songwriter for this movie specifically, because I noted a song that was happening in one of the...
She's also the very first writer credited on the movie.
Yeah. So that just must mean...
I'm trying to remember looking at the... the hair, the not main girl. I'm trying to remember if like they were ampersands or ands in between the 3 different names or whatever.
Yeah.
And I can't. So I'm like, maybe she like wrote the first draft and they just kept the songs or something.
I wish I could give you that answer.
I just want to get a really important PSA out of the way. I want to get a really important PSA.
Tell me.
The capital of Norway is not Finland. The capital is Oslo. Finland is, in fact, a country. I think it was intended to be a joke. It was just so blink and you miss it. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows Finland is a country. Oslo, capital of Norway. Go on, Joe.
What was the thing that sparked them wanting? They saw a commercial, right? For like
they saw a commercial, and the girls are like, "Come to Finland, where it's winter all year round, but they're in bikinis." So the ad felt very.
I'm just seeing here. Julian Temple directed this movie. He is the father of Juno Temple, actress. He really got his career started doing music videos for the Sex Pistols. That's like his. It was like his bread and butter for a while. Sex Pistols, and there was Judas Priest. He did a few of their videos. The Kinks. He did the music video for Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners. He did some Rolling Stones. Seeing a few. Billy Idol, Iggy Pop, David Bowie, Neil Young, Tom Petty, Janet Jackson. I mean, done it all for the late 70s, early 80s. So big music video director, which I think was a kind of an influence on this movie. It's very poppy, very bright and colorful.
It certainly was. They reference a lot of MTV too. Like you can tell that energy's there and in the minds of the writers, filmmakers. Back when it was like its own kind of brand, and you know,
exactly.
MTV had an identity.
Once upon a time, before what? It's just all like...
And we were around for that transition, too. Like, we came of age as MTV became stuffy and buttoned up.
It's just like, there's like two shows that they like go back and forth between now. And that's it.
I think MTV's like the stand-up comics talking about internet videos.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what MTV's become. Maybe some real-world stuff, but I don't even know if they do that anymore. Like, it might be completely different.
That's crazy. So this movie stars Gina Davis, top billed.
Yeah, well, which makes sense. She's the main character.
She's
having a hot 80s.
This is, I feel like this is like a big year for her. She's, because this is the same year as Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Huge. It's 2 years after The Fly, which she also starred in with Jeff Goldblum.
Getting the Tom Bosley in this movie.
Tom Bosley?
Yeah, he's getting the Tom Bosley credit. He's getting the and.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis were married during the production of this movie. But I just want to also point out that we have watched There Before Midnight. This is their third movie they made in their trilogy because in 1985, Transylvania 65000, they starred in together. And The Fly in 86. And then in 88, we have... this film.
They had quite a flurious couple years there together.
Yeah, good for them. I like The Fly a lot, though, so I don't know if this would top it. But I don't know what Transylvania 65000 is. I've never even heard of that. Have you heard of that?
That's more along the lines of this film.
Oh, okay.
Crazy kooky vampire stuff instead of crazy kooky alien stuff.
Oh, yes.
It's in that and the Rocky Horror. It's like in all that same space.
Jeff Goldblum and Joey Baloney, Ed Begley Jr., Carol Kane, Jeffrey Jones, Gina Davis, Michael Richards.
Hey, it's me, Joey Baloney. I got the salami for you here.
His name is Joey Baloney. I'm not kidding you.
It's easy to forget that apparently at some point Jeff Goldblum was a sex symbol of sorts. Comes out of the tube, gives us the blue steel look.
I'm going to be real with you. I didn't look up the actors before the movie, and I really didn't know much about this. So I only knew Jim Carrey. As soon as I saw the blue alien, I'm like, oh, Jeff Goldblum's in this? Like, with all his fur on, like, I could tell immediately who that was. And then I did not know it was Damon Wayans until all the makeup was off of him. And I was like, we're doing another Damon Wayans movie?
Yes. I mean, like, to be fair, he's the weirdest person. Like, you say Jim Carrey's gonna be a weird kooky alien, I go, well, perfect Jim Carrey role.
Yeah.
You say Jeff Goldblum's gonna be a weird kooky alien, I go, yeah, I'm buying that.
Easy.
And he's throwing Damon Wayans, I go, what? Having watched, I don't know, 5-6 years of his sitcom, having seen him in a couple movies, this is not Damon Wayans' bag. This is not his shtick.
Not really. Yeah. He's the only one that kind of didn't fit for me. and I don't know.
They gave him like you're gonna eat a lot of things, Damon Wayne, and that seemed to work fine, but
He had a big dance off.
the dance thing he seemed to be able to pull off pretty well. The movie was nice and decided to give him his own black girl, like he didn't get to have. There was like 5 white women going off on the other 2, and then they had to like randomly introduce a black girl right in time to hit on Damon Wayans. Yeah, I'm on to you, Hollywood. I'm watching you. I know what happened to the Pelican
Especially
Brief.
in the 80s, yeah.
I'm paying attention
Late 80s,
here.
early 90s. Denzel cannot have a relationship with Julia Roberts. That is not okay. We cannot do that. This does not work in Hollywood in the early 90s. Nope.
Jim Carrey got second billed. It's pretty good.
He was. I didn't even know he was second billed.
Second
Over
billed.
Jeff. Oh, because Jeff Goldblum got the.
Jeff
end,
Goldblum
right?
got the Tom Bosley.
Okay.
He's like, well, I can't be first. I got to be Bosley'd. So makes sense to me. So they were like, we need a like a sex. We're doing a sex-starved alien comedy. Who do we get? And they're like, what about that guy, that sex-starved guy from the vampire movie?
Yeah. What a typecast to be in. He's clearly not like he's young, but he's not like a teenager at all, and he does not play as a teenager. He's late 20s at this point, right?
Yeah. But all he's meant to do is just be surfer dude who wants to get boned.
Yeah, he's about 26 in this.
We sort of are in like this is like the beginning of the end of the sex comedy, right? And now the sex comedies themselves are being so wildly revisionist. We're getting the alien version of it, right? So now we get people on the outside looking into like, look at this sex culture here on Earth. Let's go get 'em, boys.
Before we really dive too deep into the
phallic
everything.
Symbolism of the movie.
I just want to talk about the guy who plays Ted, the husband to be.
Charlie Rocket, who was on Eddie Murphy's first season at SNL, and they were trying to make him the next Chevy Chase, and he was the most fucking annoying person on the whole goddamn show, and I'm so glad they fired him that year. Charlie Rocket.
I'm gonna see this guy again.
Thank God playing the douchebag role, because that's exactly who he seems to be in real life.
So I guess I've seen him before, but this guy has never registered in anything I've ever seen. So he's in Shortcuts, which is like one of my like all-time favorite movies. Do not know who he plays in that. He will be in another Jim Carrey movie later on in our season, so we'll see him again at least one more time. Just double checking. I thought this guy can't act out of a paper bag. Like, everything he was saying was like, this, why would you do this to me? Or something like what was he it didn't matter, he was just not in the tone of the movie at all. I
don't like him when I was watching the Eddie Murphy episodes of SNL to see him start out. I didn't like him there. I was glad when he got kicked off.
He's only on 12 episodes, of SNL.
Well, that season was short, too, because they had a strike, but they basically got kicked off because they're like, well, we got time during the strike. Let's retool the whole thing. And the strike went on so long, they only had time for one more episode afterwards.
Does he play Bruce Willis's brother in Moonlighting for a few? He does. Oh, my God. Weird. He's in Hocus Pocus? I mean, I've just seen that movie so many times with my kids. I've never clocked the guy. Who is he? Who's Charlie Rocket?
Yeah, he mostly seems to do voice stuff now. I looked it up and I'm like, did you ever work again, guy who fucking isn't talented? Oh, I guess you did, but like nothing important, so it kind of works out.
Yeah, he worked all throughout the 90s. I don't know. That's enough Charlie Rocket. He's on the X-Files. Wow.
Yeah, I saw his name popped up in the credits and I was like, ugh. But at least it has an Eddie Murphy connection.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's the bridge now, right?
He's that bridge. Well, we also have, Damon Wayans is our bridge to Adam Sandler. Yeah, Michael McKean, Lenny from Laverne and Shirley.
Who was he in this?
He's the pool guy.
Oh, shit. I was like, that guy sounded and looked so familiar, but like Michael McKean's a great actor.
Yeah, he's hard to spot because he always does like a different voice, so like it can be hard to track.
Plus, he had sunglasses on, and he had the big hair, the surfer dude accent. Yeah. And as I know him now, he's like balding.
He was going full Valley. I guess he's our other connection to Sandler, right? Damon Wayans and Michael McKean from 2 Sandler movies we didn't go back and remix.
What's the Sandler one? Why am I forgetting this?
It's the
No,
Airheads. Yeah, sorry, Joe.
I know. I remember this ponytail in Airheads.
Yeah. Another MTV kind of styled movie.
Yep. Yeah, oh, definitely. The hair metal.
Another Sandler connection is this movie comes on, there's this extended 80s animated opening credit sequence, and I go, yes, I remember our very first episode where I bitched about this for a long time and going overboard.
That one goes on way longer, though. I feel like the going overboard one.
I think they had time to kill. That's why.
Yeah.
I think that was like a barely 90-minute movie, so they're like, oh, we gotta keep going. One name per every 30 seconds, please.
I really liked how, so at the end of the movie, they're trying to, the Ted character is trying to, like, tell Gina Davis how their relationship and how they, like he was trying to make a metaphor with their relationship with his job. Like, he's like, oh, and, you know, it's gonna be okay, because, like, we'll work through things, like how I work things through, like, God, I can't even remember. But Gina Davis had such a better version of it, because she's like talks about it with like how she's works at a nail salon. She's like, no, it's like there are relations like a bed of the bed of nails, where it's like you push down the nail too much.
Not a bed of nails. She's a manicurist. It's like a porcelain nail, Joe. I know this because I just watched this movie 6 hours ago.
All right, it's been a couple of, you know. All right.
Like, if you break it, you can put it back together, but it's not as strong. You know, that's the metaphor.
Wow. Thank you. You pulled it out. So I had the concept, and you put it together. So this is why we work together so well.
This is no, because I just watched it 6 hours ago. I would have forgotten too. I promise. If I had done it on my normal schedule.
Let me see if I got anything else. Okay. Budget was $10 million, which it's all on the screen.
Wow.
I think it's all on the screen.
I know, that's just a bigger budget than I thought. I thought they were like forced to work with less, and like that's a very comfortable budget for a movie of this.
Definitely
scope.
Comfortable. But I think, like I said, everything's on the screen. The costuming, the effects of them growing to like human size from like their like little alien ship. That was done
also
so well.
quite phallic, yeah.
Yeah, but it looks better than the shit that I've seen in movies that come out today.
Yeah.
It was quite damning.
And like part of it too is they get away with it because like they also know they're being campy. Like their spaceship clearly looks like a model flying through, but like they're having fun with it, so that's fine. But they also have to get that car through a big donut. They got some money got spent on this movie. Also phallic. Spaceship goes to a big donut. Also phallic. We all following along here, everybody?
Well, yeah. I mean, as soon as the Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis scene happens, and they Carrey and Wayans get what they want, the movie's like, all right, time to wrap up. We gotta go home. It's like they're like, we gotta get out of here. They don't want to hang around. As soon as their mission. I don't
even think they get what they want. Like they get caught on the way to the blonde beach party, and then they go to the hospital and they're in threat of being dissected, right?
Well, Goldblum got what he wants, and he's like, all right, wrap it up. Let's go, guys.
And they're like, no, the Finland girls.
There's also a scene where Jim Carrey is like, they're driving down the highway and he's like hanging outside the car.
Yeah.
Did that look practical? It looks like they were on the highway filming that. Am I crazy?
Yeah, they probably did like a process trailer.
It just looks great. Instead of a green screen.
Movie got some budget.
I know, I'm just saying, it looks good for what it is.
I want to see the sequel where they go back to the planet and then like everybody makes fun of Jeff Goldblum for dating this ugly bald woman, and then like Jeff Goldblum now is questioning like, oh no, do I really love her, or was this a vacation fling? I want to see that movie.
Yeah, they called her an ugly bald woman, and as soon as they said that, they were like going over her like body when she was at the pool, and I'm like, yeah. I disagree. I had my Sandler moment came out. I'm like, nah, I disagree. I'm sorry. We try not to get too body on here.
Yeah, body with an AW, everybody.
Yes.
For those of you not familiar with your vocabulary.
Box office returns were low.
Well, I'm not surprised. This movie is easy to sell, but certainly of a very niche crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why it had so much play on Comedy Central. I think we talked about that before. It's just this. It looks
A good 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon on Comedy Central movie.
I mean, it.
Where, interestingly, I'd also watched Jim Carrey's last movie, or his second to last movie. What's the Coppola one?
Oh, Peggy Sue Got Married.
Wasn't certain that was a comedy. This one clearly trying to be a comedy, at least.
Yeah, I laughed. I think.
Was not expecting the musical. Well, but like it is it clearly the tone is a comedy.
Oh yeah, Peggy Sue Got Married. It's very odd.
I'm unsure what the tone is. Are those meant to be jokes, or is that a different like I couldn't tell. But here,
yeah, am I just supposed to be uncomfortable the whole
quirky
time?
Thing. Yeah.
I actually jotted down a line from one of the songs because I didn't know what I was getting at first when this line came on. I was like, I think this is maybe the first song that comes on. The line is, "What kind of a guy does a lot for me? Superman with a lobotomy."
Oh, yeah. That, I think, is what the Makeover song.
Yeah, that or The Club. It's one or the other.
I think the club music was like regular music. Like, it was kind of a musical, but Julie Bowen... No, Jesus.
Oh, boy. That's Julie Brown.
I did for half a second think, wow, introducing Julie Bowen. I get to see her star. Her and Damon Wayans. Like, that's kind of a cool Sandler send-up.
It's also back-to-back Sandlers, yeah.
Yeah, then very quickly realized, oh no, it's Brown. I'm glad I caught that now before I spend all movie being like, wow, she does not look the same as she does in Hubie Halloween. I was right.
And that was your complaint in Happy Gilmore. She doesn't look the same that she does in Modern Family.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was right. But no, just some not blonde lady.
Yeah, so this movie made $3.9 million. Not great.
Yeah. How did it do at TIFF? Was the press good coming out of TIFF?
Let's see. The reception, critic response.
Did Jim Carrey get to go to TIFF and shake hands and hobnob and whatnot?
Well, Roger Ebert concluded.
Roger. Roger. Roger.
Go on.
Earth Girls Are Easy is silly and predictable and as permanent as a feather in the wind. But I had fun watching it. Hey, Roger doesn't like comedies and he liked this one.
Did you say as permanent? Oh, okay, I get it.
As permanent as a feather in the wind, so...
Yeah. No culture footprint is what he's saying.
Some other review, we got Leonard Maltin calling it infectiously goofy musical and went on to cite some good laughs, an endearing performance for Gina Davis. Got a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actress for Angeline. Who is Angeline?
The actress's name is Angeline?
That's one word, Angeline. Angel Lynn, basically. Like, that's how you would spell it.
Guess we gotta ask Professor Google. I don't. They were like two female characters. Where are you hiding the third one? Oh, maybe that blonde lady who shows up for like half a second?
Oh, you know what? That would make sense.
Oh, that is her. That's the first photo that pops up is that hair. Is her in that hair. And then I'm looking at what seems to be a much older version of her exact same hair.
Wow. She's been in Simpsons, Futurama, BoJack Horseman.
They made a whole Peacock series about her, starring Emmy Rossum. They do. She's got the glasses. She's got the hair. I'm looking at the fucking poster right now. It came out in May.
Wait, last month?
Maybe last year's May. All it says is May 19th.
Interesting.
It's here. She's a famous singer, I guess, in the 80s.
Wait, she's in Terminator Genesis? No. That doesn't make any sense.
You gotta look for whoever has that hair, apparently.
Billboard appearances. Okay. I guess she's in billboards in Get Shorty, The Fan, Volcano, Rush Hour, The Day After Tomorrow, Rock of Ages, and Terminator Genesis was her final
billboard appearance. I'm surprised she was on billboards for so many decades. That's crazy.
Hey.
Yes.
I don't know how to build it up.
Okay.
We covered this movie for the Whoopi series, Homer and Eddie. Do you remember that one when I was telling you about that? That's the Jim Belushi, Whoopi Goldberg vehicle.
Did they date afterwards too? Like, why not?
God,
right?
I would not be surprised. She had such a strange track record with that. God. Whoopee. Yeah, okay.
We got a Mr. Jeremini special in this movie. A bunch of people getting blasted by water. Mr. Jeremini, always a big fan of that.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely makes the most sense for Jim Carrey. If he wasn't the first alien cast in this, then I don't know. It's another movie that is taking full advantage of his thing, right? Like he's had a very good track record of being in movies that make him do the thing he does. Because they don't speak English, it's backwards talk, kind of like Twin Peaks.
But also they're like impersonating.
Yes, that's what I was gonna get
so
at next. They watch TV, and they start learning English by impersonating everybody. So I'm like, absolutely, just right there, perfect. My next Jim question. What did you think of the bleach blonde hair on Jim?
He's just Ken.
Wow, you had it. You had that one. It was so good.
He should have been in that dance sequence like old man Ken.
You know, the only people that are using Jim Carrey right now are the Sonic movies. I don't know why. That's it. This is the only avenue for being in the mainstream right now. I don't get it. He can still do it. He's got the rubber face still. He hasn't, fucked up his face with any, plastic surgery.
Yeah, we're going to get Rubberface too. Get him and the girl back together.
Is she still working?
Well, if you do Rubberface 2, she will.
Because she was, we'll talk about that again, I guess. Not the star of the movie. It was her. He just kind of pops in for 10 minutes.
Jim Carrey, there to be a bit of a mentor of sorts. Somehow got the whole poster. Well, not somehow. I know how. We all know how.
After the fact.
Yes.
So did you like it?
Yeah, I guess here's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, this seems like it would be a good candidate for the Southland Tales Award this season.
I was wondering.
It does all these kind of kooky things, and I'm really into the production design.
B-52s.
But I never really got connected to it, so I'm like, maybe it's because I've just been fucking working for 2 weeks on this high, intense, dramatic set, and I'm fucking exhausted because I'm one day removed, and I always have a set hangover. And also, I've just finished almost watching a completely different movie, and now I gotta cram this one in.
Sorry.
Super last minute. It's not your fault, it's my fault. Thank God you texted me about it, so I could be like, why would he say that unless the title of this movie seems perfectly reasonable, Harlem Nights. There must be something going on. Let me double check. Moments away from disaster of me coming unprepared for this week's episode.
The color scheme for the aliens, though, red, blue, yellow.
They didn't want to do green because they're like, Ron Howard's getting ready to do the green version. We can't step on their toes.
The Grinch. I mean, he did just make Cocoon. It's just funny that you said that. Sorry. Fuck. There she is. Gas Girl, Angeline. I'm seeing her now. Oh, she's a fan of the Paradise? Oh, shit. I should have noticed that.
You think you would remember the big fucking hair?
Should have, but I watched that movie 3 years ago, so it's been a little bit.
Yeah, so I just had a hard time connecting with it. I didn't hate the experience of it. I was like, all right, I appreciate what they're doing here, but if I never saw it again, I wouldn't be very upset that where my life has gone, you know? I want more full frontal and Tommy in my life, but if the first and last time where those girls are easy, I go, oh, okay.
No, there's a weird Carrey that I think is kind of undiscovered for you, at least, that you'll take a liking to.
It's all right. Worst case scenario, you've already got Finders Keepers. That can be the Southland Tales Award.
What a great movie. I gotta go back and watch that again for a third time this year. So good. Just all the fucking shit at the end where the house is on on wheels and they're like, what a great time.
I enjoy that this movie played at TIFF. It feels like this is no longer a TIFF type film.
Oh, no.
But I get
way.
why it would be, at least with the original idea of film festivals. Is this weird kind of social critique. It's sort of lampooning current Hollywood trends and genres. It feels like a big fit.
I don't know where the Eddie. I'm just because now you got me thinking of what's the outlier that you kind of like, oh, this is my favorite of the whole bunch. I don't know what that is for Eddie. Like I said, I haven't seen all of Eddie's movies, so.
We don't have to look ahead. Let's wait and see what happens, you know?
Okay. Yeah, what else you got to talk about on this one? Carrey's great. He's in his bag with this now.
If Jim Carrey gets some big roles from people watching this and be like, wow, he can do all this kooky stuff. Like if, all the studio guys are at TIFF and they're like, I like what this guy's bringing. And next he's doing, I don't know, Ace Ventura or something like that. Like, I totally get it.
Still a while away.
Really?
It's 7 years away still. No, sorry, 6 years away.
Wow, that movie's so much later than I thought. I thought that was like an early 90s thing.
It is early 90s, but it's still a while away.
1988, 94, yeah, okay.
94.
Jesus. All right, so, yeah, I don't know, but like, I'm saying it's trending in that, I don't know what his first big thing is going to be, but if he got something along those lines from this movie, like, I totally get it. Like, this is a good, it's a bigger film because it has Jeff Goldblum, Gene Davis, who are stars now, and now you get to see this supporting player kind of do some kooky things. Like, it would make sense to me that this would get him a lot of work later on.
There's a surprise coming very soon for us.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Like, all you really gotta know is, like, can this guy keep the audience interested when he has to play a main character while doing his kooky antics?
I don't know why it took so long.
Yeah.
But this feels like it's the floodgates are starting to open now, maybe?
Yeah. Well, because, like, the vampire one, that seemed to not have been that big a deal of a movie, so that kind of came and went.
3 years before, yeah.
The Coppola movie also
the next year
came and went, but isn't the best showcase for him anyway. Then what the fuck's after that?
At this point, Coppola is definitely, like, on a downswing. I love Dracula, but, like, no one likes Godfather 3. And then the mid-'80s run after... What's the one where he, like, builds a town? It's One from the Heart. Is that it? I think that's it. Tom Waits did the soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Film looks incredible to me. Like, he built a town. But it's definitely all, like, stages.
Well, hopefully we don't hear that soon. They're like, oh, he built a whole metropolis, but meh.
Oh. My friend, I haven't told you anything that I know about that movie. Oh,
yeah, don't tell me anything.
I'm not going to say anything. No,
don't say anything. I just want to be dropped in and be like... Whoop.
Dropped into another country to watch the movie because that's the only way you're going to be able to see it right now. No U.S. distribution out of Cannes.
That just sounds so idiotic. Like, nobody's rolling some dice on... Or is he just, like, holding out for way too much money or something? Like, it's got to be something crazy. Netflix doesn't want to overspend on that?
That's what I said.
Netflix loves overspending.
Netflix...
Yeah.
Amazon, Tubi, come on, Tubi.
Well, Tubi has no money, but like Amazon, you spent $1 billion on Lord of the Rings show that no one has ever talked about ever in my life, and you don't want to buy this fucking thing?
Yeah, did you know there's an animated Lord of the Rings movie coming out this winter, and they're also making a sequel to the Lord of the Rings movie that's called The Hunt for Gollum, live action. Yep, I know.
I've not heard of any of these, and the animated movie sounds like fine, because you already had one first, but this Hunt for Gollum thing sounds stupid. It's like looking for Deborah Winger, like where they're like, where's Gollum? Where did he go?
Are you talking about Searching for Deborah Winger?
Searching for Deborah Winger.
Which I almost watched last year because I was going through the Jane Fonda movies, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Like a documentary or something.
It's a documentary. It wasn't like a real movie.
Are we getting a Lord of the Rings mockumentary film? Like, is that what we're doing?
Oh, God. We don't need that. We really don't need that. I got last looks for you. You want my last looks?
Yeah, give it to me.
Jim, you're young. You still got it. Capitalize. Go for it. This is me coaching Jim in 1988. Go for it, Jim. You got this. Don't do little shit anymore. Like, what's that mountain movie we watched?
Copper Mountain, obviously.
Copper Mountain. Yeah. Don't fucking do any more Copper Mountains. Don't do that shit.
Don't do any more hotel informational videos? Is that what
I
you're
don't
saying?
care if you just want to get out of the sweatshop, that you had to work for your dad and your whole family to make some money. Don't do it anymore. Be the star that you know you are. Here we go. You got last looks?
My last looks, why does Jim Carrey do this movie? Well, you know, he gets to be fucking kooky-ass alien in makeup for a lot longer than I thought he'd be. I feel bad for those makeup people. And he gets to do his bits. He gets to be with some bigger stars at the time. movie with festival ambitions, it seems. Like he's worming his way up through the Hollywood system, starting from literally nowhere. As for the title fight, check-in. All right, the early rounds clearly gone to Eddie, and it looked like Eddie may have knocked out Jim Carrey, but here, in this movie, Jim Carrey's sort of picking himself up as the guy counts to 8, 9. Jim Carrey says, no, not quite yet, and he starts to get off his knees, back into a very slumped body position, but he seems like he's not down just yet.
He brings the gloves up to his face.
He's kind of ready to go.
Protecting his face.
He's like, I didn't hear no bell.
Wow, that was excellent.
Anyway, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Tubi, proud unofficial sponsor of the podcast. Go watch Earth Girls Are Easy there on Tubi, with the apparently an updated Lionsgate logo, because that certainly was not what it looked like in 1988, is my guess.
Oh, is it the art for art's sake one where they get rid of the Latin?
No, that's MGM. No, this is
oh,
like
shit, sorry.
All the big fucking gears, the CGI gears, and it spins and turns
Lionsgate.
into that.
Sorry, you said Lion.
You just like fucking, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Just went over your head, huh? We're both tired.
Well, no.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're tired, and I just got out of work. I had to wake you up early, and I just got out of work. Sorry.
It's all right. And, of course, check out Tubi. And thanks, Lev Van Rensselaer, for minding those audio boards, keeping us sound so slippery smooth. I'd like to thank my co-host, Joe Vekeman, for stopping by.
Thank you.
Now, I'm your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
It felt like a classic episode.
I really liked it.
I think the Julia Roberts seasons where we really hit our stride and we found a good rhythm. And then
I'd really like to go back and check out the I Love Trouble episode.
Oh yeah, like I think we got a little formulaic in the Jack season, but we were getting some like weird crap and we had to fill time.
I think this season is a barrel of monkeys right now. It's fun. I'm having fun. Okay. Not to give away anything about this episode.
I am, yeah.
What time did you start? Oh, I know I texted you at like what, or around 11:30 midnight. So that's 10 o'clock. Because you had to like switch.
Yeah. Dear listeners, never have we been so close to coming onto a record.
As long as your TV can, like, it has a Wi-Fi, there should be like an AirPlay option.
Oh, my TV does not have a Wi-Fi. It has it's a plasma TV. It predates that. Talk about anything, because we hadn't watched the same movie. We came mere hours away from this tragedy for the first time in like 220 something episodes.
We could have like gone back and forth, like, hey, what'd you think of this one? I thought that would have been a nice idea.
It would have been just like 15 minutes of me being an idiot. Did we think Harlem Nights was first?
I think I might have put it in your brain that, because just how they've been like oscillating between the two of them the past few weeks now. I thought, but then as soon as I checked that it was, because I said it was the TIFF release, and you're like, well, no, we'll do the actual release. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's 89, but that's still, this movie still comes before.
Still earlier.
Yeah, because Harlem Nights is November of 89. He takes quite a big break next year, or in between years, between Coming to America and Harlem Nights. It's his biggest gap so far.
Well, I have a theory about that, but I guess that'll have to wait till next week.
Yeah, next week, I believe.
It is the next. That's good, because I've got like 25 minutes of that movie left. And I'm glad I'm going to get to watch that tomorrow night for a recording on Tuesday, so at least it will be fresh.
Oh, gosh. That's great.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'll make sure I have that in.
I finished this movie around midnight, I guess. Or maybe it's a little before 11:30. Well, I just had some Tubi commercials in there, but then I couldn't sleep because my sleep schedule's all fucked up because of the movie thing.
The shooting,
so it
yeah.
was like a little after 1 I went to sleep, and I'm like, well, I'm used to getting up early anyway. I'll just sleep during the day, I guess.
I have one question about Tubi for you. When you probably watch it on your TV, right?
Yeah.
How many commercials are you getting on
I definitely get a lot more on the PlayStation than I do on my computer.
Put it on my phone, I get one 30-second ad twice the entire runtime. So what I do is listen to this.
I'm listening.
What I do is I put the app on my phone and then AirPlay it to my TV, and I still only get 2 ads the entire time.
Man, I don't even know what that means or how it works. What do you like? Your
AirPlay. You have an iPhone, right?
I have an iPhone, yeah, because I get it through Alberto.
I think.
You know, I did when I was on the film set. Some of the ADs, the assistant directors, had just come off a Tubi movie themselves.
We love them.
They did not have fond things to say about the Tubi movies specifically, but they didn't have anything wrong with the streaming platform. And I go, we started talking, and we're like, oh, because the things I'm working on, their budgets are so tight, they've got to like fucking scramble all the time too. Mm-hmm. It's just that all those Tubi original movies are held together with like tape and prayers.
Paper clips.
Yeah.
Wait, these papers weren't in order.
So now I'm feeling like, I'm not that far away then from the Tubi movie directing lifestyle. Like that, I could then be like an official proud sponsor of Tubi. I get like a Tubi jacket.
And that's a streaming platform. Is that a step up? It's
a step up.
As you noted, that is one of the most watched streaming platforms right now.
It has the highest growth of any streaming platform.
Hell yeah! I feel like we've had a hand in that. If anyone's listening, whoever's listening.
Yep, you're welcome, Tubi. Proud sponsors over here. We did it. We were doing it before it was cool. I've been doing it for like 3 years.
I think you turned me onto it, right? Didn't you tell me about it?
I did, yeah. I was a huge Tubi guy.
Yeah.
Early
Way
on.
better than what's... I don't even remember it now.
The Pluto?
Pluto. Oh, awful.
Yeah.
I used that twice, and I was like... Interrupted the movie mid-sentence, and I was like, never again.
They don't know where to put commercials. If you're trying to watch like a series on there, you gotta hope they have the episodes you want to watch, because they don't have them all. I don't even know how to use a search function on the PlayStation version of Pluto. Like I can't utilize that.
I deleted that as soon as I found Tubi.
Unimpressed, Pluto. Way to go, Tubi. And I'm glad you stopped having the black and red so you don't compete with Netflix. Now you're purple and yellow. Everybody wins.
I didn't notice that it was the Netflix colors. Because it's like reversed, so...
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me take a drink of water and we can talk about whatever the hell this is.
Don't forget the AC stuff too.
Yeah, I know, Joe. I can hear it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not...
It's warm out.
Not a big dummy here, right?
I never assumed. Never said it.